Good afternoon. This is Judge Alisa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for May 28th, 2024. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all directives regarding remote proceedings. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Nanez, would you please call Mr. Limon's case?
Now calling docket number 2019-0D07005 and 2019, correction.
It's just one, yeah.
State of Texas versus Edward Limon. Announcements, please.
Anyone ready for the state? Present ready.
Sergio Coronado, Your Honor, in reference to Mr. Edward Limon, we are ready.
And Mr. Limon is appearing, sorry, Mr. Lopez, Mr. Limon is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Go ahead, Mr.
And Artemio Lopez for adult probation.
And we are scheduled today for a bond hearing and a probation status hearing. I know there was some discussion off the record with the attorneys, but we are set for a bond hearing and a probation status hearing today. Usually we're doing the bond hearing first, but I'll hold off on that because I think there was some more detailed discussion in terms of the probation status
Yes.
for Mr. Limon. Well, let me ask, he did pick up a new case. I have 2024-0C00587. That I believe predates a couple of things. In other words, he was in custody. I think that was trying to think if that was the bench warrant at the time, but he was released. He was released by a visiting judge in this court.
Yes.
And I think I'm pretty familiar with Mr. Limon in terms of his probation. Mr. Coronado, what do you have for the court?
Yes, Judge. Judge, if you'll remember, Mr. Limon, he was represented in this case early on by somebody else. I came in after some of the issues happened where his family contacted him that he was actually in Florida. He had taken off to Florida to work over there with his sister, I believe. Picked up a case out there. I forget what kind of misdemeanor case he had picked up there. I forget, Judge, but so I had contacted him and contacted probation over here at that time, where he was. Eventually came back to El Paso. He had already had a DWI case pending also. So we took care of the DWI case. He got put on probation. Initially, I think you had required him to put the interlock on before we took care of the DWI case and he took off. He hadn't put the interlock on, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
He came back. We got him to do all that. We put him on probation. He completed his DWI probation. Well, he finally got everything done. Even on your case, we got him on the straight and narrow. His dad actually was helping, and his sister, his other sister is here in El Paso, was helping out with him as well. He's got a pretty good job. He's self-employed. He was doing real well to the point where he was put on low risk on your case. So he was doing real well. And then right before this new case happened, Judge, the resisting, he came home and he caught his wife with one of his workers cheating on him. And thankfully he didn't cause a ruckus there with that situation, Judge. He left, he went to a friend's house who I think was letting him stay there for whatever reason. And so he didn't have anywhere to go. The incident indicates that he was drinking. The homeowner didn't want him there. He goes outside the house. This is on this incident report, Judge. And police get called and they confront him in the actual yard, not out in the public area, but in the actual yard of the homeowner. They arrest him for public intox. He gets arrested, put in the no issue there. He gets arrested, put in the vehicle. And when they get to the station, is my understanding when this incident happened, that he pulled away a couple of times, pulled his arm away a couple times from the officer. Officer either tried to get him again, and I don't know how it happened that the officer slipped or the alarm grip or something and fell back on the ground. Officer gets up and throws Mr. Limon on the ground and then arrests him. That's the incident for this resisting arrest from the side of the officer. That's what's in the report, Judge. Judge, we had actually, before this incident happened, his dad had contacted me about going ahead and trying to file a motion to release him because he had considered and said, no, let him stay on some time. Like I said, he was doing good. He even got put on the low risk, downgraded to low risk, and Mr. Artemio can verify that. And that's where we're at. He terms July 7th, Judge. But my suggestion is that we give him some more time on the misdemeanor till July 7th and then just dismiss the revocation on this.
Here's the problem, Mr. Coronel. He has not been successful on probation in this court, period. And I am well aware of how much you've worked, really, to help Mr. Limon out, but Mr. Limon does not help himself. And frankly, that release, when they released him, when the visiting judge released him, would not have been my call. He's clearly someone who continues, although, how long did he do probation? Was it 12 months, I thought, on that DWI? And your memory's right. I think when he picked up the DWI, Mr. Limon, you heard it from the prosecutor, your attorney might have told you this. Not usual that someone who picks up a DWI when you're on probation with me just continues on probation. We put a monitor on you and, you know, that doesn't happen. You're not supposed to be reoffending, yet you continue to reoffend. You continue, maybe you're not reoffending, but you continue to not follow the conditions. So I don't know that he was under any specific or specialized treatment on the DWI. I suspect he was not, but there continues to be a problem here. And Mr. Coronel, so your client understands, it is your client that doesn't seem to appreciate what it means when he agrees to follow rules. He does not follow rules. And I understand the external stressors, I guess, you know, of this situation that might have been behind some of this behavior, but he's ultimately responsible for his behavior here. And he hasn't been compliant. It is absolutely not the court's intention to just kind of ride his time out until he terms, because he has not done what he is said to do. The court is prepared to adjudicate. He's on deferred, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Let me go back to the case summary. Mr. Lopez, let me go back down. I think there was some modification. You're asking for a modification and an extension. Extend supervision, screen and modify to substance abuse caseload, and include a mobile alcohol monitoring unit. You know, this is what's so unfortunate, Mr. Limon, is that, you know, I don't know if you just forgot there were rules here in this case, the conditions of probation, but you did okay, it sounds like, for the period that you were on for the DWI, but you don't seem to, you've never made a very good decisions when it comes to this probation, that taking off to Florida. I looked at the PSR, Mr. Coronado, anticipating the bond, and we can still have the bond hearing. I didn't see an offense in Florida. That's what I didn't see that come up as PSR.
No, there was, Judge. That's how I initially got contacted.
Okay.
And then I contacted probation about what the issues were, because I did not represent him on the initial plea when the plea was done on this case.
So, you know, basically what we get on that PSR is a rap sheet, and there is no entry. There is an entry for a Midland assault in 2013, I think, but I was looking after you mentioned Florida. I re-reviewed the PSR because I had not seen anything, just so you know.
No, but you know, the Florida incident happened after he got put on probation.
This is a recent.
The recent PSR? Okay.
It is from last week.
I just being completely upfront with the court of everything that's happened.
Oh, yeah. What does it mean, Mr. Lopez, in terms of being placed on that caseload? I mean, is the substance abuse caseload, I mean, From what I've seen in terms of his performance, it seems like alcohol is part of his problem. I don't know if there's a mental health component here. I don't see that we've ever looked at that. I was looking at some of the summary, you know, he was receiving services from Punto de Partida, so maybe was an indicator there of something else, but is there some other reason besides the drinking?
As far as any substance abuse, Your Honor, alcohol is what we see that it's his main problem.
Mhm.
And the punto de partida came about since he had a TASP assessment and he didn't meet criteria for treatment. So then he was referred for him to seek guidance pretty much through an outside agency. But now that this has happened again, maybe him being in a program that's a little bit more structured and he has to be participating in TAP. And when we request TAP is maybe we can request that he be placed in MRT, which is a moral recognition treatment, where he doesn't just show up to class, but he actually has to participate in the program, do his homework, and then share what he's learning in treatment.
And Judge, apologize, Judge, but one of the issues at one point in time, there was a situation where he was going through some, I guess, anxiety and kind of depression over some of these issues that were happening to him.
Mhm.
So, and then this incident with his wife happened, and that just
Let me check.
derailed him, because at that time he was doing well on probation, Judge, even after the DWI probation, Judge.
Let me look at the jailing and see if by some chance there was a 1622 ordered or reviewed. Let me just double check. While I'm looking that up, is there does he qualify for DWI court?
Well, Judge, that was his only DWI.
Yeah, but
Wasn't
his
it wasn't anything.
his
Yeah,
drinking
I
is a
think-
problem. His drinking is a problem.
Yeah, it is.
So that he, you know, managed through 12 months of DWI, regular DWI probation. Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, I don't think he'll qualify for the DWI
Mhm.
court
Because of the assault.
because it's an assault.
Right. Oh, yeah. All right. Mr. Coronado, I'll continue to hear from you if you have anything else.
Judge, no, I mean, because we're coming up soon here on the term,
Mhm.
I mean, if the court wants, we could do an extension to get him on and do some more to get him on the road back from this incident. But he was doing real well up until this incident with his wife, Judge. He was on the low risk. We actually were about to file a motion to ask you to terminate him because he was doing so well. But
You know, his jailings, let me see. Trying to see how much time, because he spent some time. He has.
he did spend some time. He did
Mhm.
spend some time, Judge.
He was in for about 2 months in 2022. That was like on a capias on an assault. Then, just 2 days on the resisting. And then now he's done about a month in February, and he's been in almost a month now. Ms. Waneri, I'll hear from you.
After reading the summary from the probation office, the state would move to have his probation revoked because he's been arrested more than one time while he was on probation. And that, I mean, the first time should have been enough. He was given an opportunity to do better. I guess every time you give him a little bit of leeway, instead of taking 2 steps forward, he'll take like 3 steps backwards. So, I mean, he's had more privilege on this probation than I've seen others have. To where he was able to pick up a DWI. He was continued on probation. He completed the probation for that. And instead of him just like focusing and completing all of his probation, As soon as he was released from the intensive supervision, not even a month later, he was picked up again on the resisting, and he's out drinking when he's not supposed to. He's out past curfew. Witnesses to that case for the resisting said they were doing drugs in someone's truck, that they even offered to call him an Uber, but he was acting so out of control that the cops got there before the Uber did. So, I mean, having actually been able to read what probation has done to assist him to become a productive member of society, and he's just like at every turn has decided that he's going to do what he wants to do, the state would ask that he be revoked and given 3 years TDC.
All right. Do you want to have your bond hearing, Mr. Coronado? I certainly would take into account everything we've discussed up until this point.
Yes, at this time, Judge, we would like us, the court
Okay.
to set a bond, and that way we could, I guess, continue with another pretrial
He
after
is
that.
he is at no bond. Do you have anything in addition? He's entitled to a bond. He's still on deferred. Do you have anything in addition to what we've discussed today in terms of considering a bond?
Judge, just that he hasn't been, he is self-employed, but hasn't been working for obviously some time back because of that he's been in jail over the last several months. 1 month just recently. It'd be hard for him to come up with money for bond. I would have to ask his dad. I just talked to his dad earlier. He says right now he doesn't have funds to give him. We're also asking that obviously the court take into consideration obviously that he is undeferred, that he was on the lower risk at one point. And it's not anything, Judge, that he went out and sought. This was something that, and I get it, he needs to respond differently, but it wasn't something that he intentionally went out and sought to say, hey, I want to put myself in this situation. This happened, that happened with his wife, and it wasn't a stressor that was caused by him. And he didn't have anywhere to go, Judge. I don't think this is a person that we need in prison. He has a drinking problem, absolutely, and I think we need to get him that help.
What is his business, Mr. Coronado?
He is self-employed. Mr. Limon, you want to tell the court exactly what the type of work you do?
Yes, sir. I paint homes for a living. I do exterior, interior painting. I do remodeling, drywall repairs. I do tile installation, backsplash installation. Landscaping. Just basically whatever handyman services is what I really do out there.
Any children, Mr. Coronado?
Mr. Limon,
Yes, I got 3 daughters, 11-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old, three girls.
You support them?
Yes, ma'am.
like I said, Judge, he does have a good job, and this is something he's done on his own. He's got, family that depend on him. And like I said, his dad and sister have been trying to help him a lot with this. So he does have support out there. Just, it was unfortunate what happened with his wife. And like I said, but for that, we would have probably been here in a hearing to terminate his probation.
Mr. Coronado, am I understanding there are no resources toward a bond?
No, Judge. I think his dad might be able to help him with a little bit, maybe a few $100s, but that's where we're at. As a matter of fact, he's still behind on my fees for this matter, Judge.
Okay. All right. I do see, I think on the probation, on the misdemeanor case, I think the public defender was appointed, so I'm sure he's indigent. So unfortunately, I probably cannot give him a bond that I'm comfortable with, that he can afford. So his bond, he's entitled to one, will be set at $25,000 split, 15,000 cash surety, 10,000 PR. The PR portion is for him to comply with all conditions of his bond, commit no new offenses, all of those things. everything that he's required to do on probation. That means no alcohol. In terms of his PR conditions, I am going to require that he have a portable alcohol monitor. That'll be as part of his bond conditions. I don't want to modify anything on his probation until we get to I guess the right solution. And I'm not sure that simply extending and modifying is a way to go, or adjudication is the way to go. What I see is that the misdemeanor is set for June 7th. So I am going to set his next probation status hearing for June 11th. It'll be at 3 p.m. Anticipating that he may not bond out, Mr. Coronado, so we will have him at the jail docket. If that changes, then you all can appear via Zoom at that time.
June 11th at 3 p.m., Judge?
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Fine, Judge. Yeah, I doubt he's going to be able to make the bond, Judge.
Yeah, I have to figure out, Mr. Lopez, if you can look into maybe creatively some additional resources we might be able to tap into if I'm going to keep him on probation. I mean, my first thought when I read the review was, we'll send him to BHRTC. Structure is sometimes the most useful thing. Even the restrictions of him being on a monitor seems to have kept him online, while he was on that DWI probation. But as soon as we lose a monitor, things go wrong. So
Definitely, Your Honor. We can look into any other special programs that he might qualify.
his history, I see that he's had some issues with some types of supervision in the past. So I don't know, Mr. Limon, this is a time for you to soul search and speak with your attorneys, because frankly, the state is telling me they want to send you to prison. Your history is not so bad, I guess, that I wouldn't consider working with you, but you've not shown me that you deserve that. There are plenty of people that are on probation in this court that struggle and work with the court in terms of solutions. And I don't see that you've really done that. So, Mr. Coronel, we'll come back on that date, okay? And
Yes, Your Honor.
see where we are.
Yes, Your Honor.
I did not see anything with respect to his mental health history, no evaluation 1622 on any of those jailings. So if there's something I've missed, or if probation has something that I don't feel like we ever screened him on a mental health end. Have we done that, Mr. Lopez, at any point on his probation?
No, ma'am.
Are you all able to screen him while he's in custody?
I believe that he might be able to get screened.
Let's
can
try and
request-
initiate that. I seem to remember in the past we've tried that. Sometimes there's been a hiccup in timing, like it takes a long time to get it done. But if we had that information at the next hearing, that would be useful.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. If there's something, Mr. Coronel, that is impeding his ability aside from the drinking, impeding his decision-making from being better, I'd rather identify it and address it to help him be successful. If not, I will still consider the adjudication on this case, okay?
Yes,
We'll come
Judge.
back then. Okay, all right.
Judge, yeah,
Thank
we
you
will
very
get
much.
back with you. And I think it's really the drinking issue that he needs help with, Judge. He
Mhm.
does have, being able to cope with the stressors, because he had some issues initially where most of the times where he's gotten in trouble or this was where he didn't have a place to go, Judge.
Mm.
And so, I'm just,
I understand.
he needs more structure, and I think he does need help with his drinking. And so I think, it's how to cope with those stressors that, aren't some of those are not in his control, but I think he needs help with that.
He has 100 and the clerk is just letting me know he has 122 days total credit. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I address Mr. Limon?
Yes.
Mr. Limon, if you happen to make bond, please report in person to my office.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
And contact my office, Edward.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Limon. We're adjourned on your case. Thank you, Mr. Coronado. Have a good day.
You too, Judge. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be
Sure.
safe. Be
Take care.
excused.
Yes, sir. I think I saw Mr. Ortiz was here. And if we can take care of Mr. Machado so we can that's the only one at downtown. Is that right, Mr. Nunez?
Yes, ma'am. So I went downtown and he's already on right now.
Good
Okay.
afternoon, Judge.
Hey, Ms. King, long time no see.
I know.
All right. Mr. Ortiz, are you there? Was he here? I saw him.
I saw him earlier.
Oh my goodness, we lost the attorney. Okay. Bueno, that's not gonna work. All
Do I
right.
do the interpreter next, Judge?
Yeah, sorry, Ms. King.
It's
I'll
okay. I'll be here.
start. Let's go with an interpreter case.
Annex, can we get Horacio Chavez?
Yes.
Mario,
Thank you.
earlier. Jesús Olivas.
Okay, if we can start the interpreter function. Hi, Ms. Hernandez.
Good afternoon, Judge.
How you doing? You
I'm
sound
doing
happy.
great, thank you.
Qué bueno.
Always. I'm in Dallas though, so we almost drowned.
Oh, you were gonna say you all have had some weather. There's been a lot of travel issues there and everything there. Be careful. Okay, our function is on. Please select the appropriate language.
Yes. Sí.
All right, Mr. Nunez, if you would call it, please.
Calling docket number 20240D0.
Oh, Mr. Nunez, can you select English?
Yes, ma'am. I thought I had. Am I good now, Judge?
Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now calling docket number 20240D0000001. Horacio, the state of Texas versus Horacio Chavez. Announcements, please.
In order.
State of Texas, ready for, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Reynolds, it's yours.
Good afternoon, Judge Jesus.
Mr. Olivas, will you select English, please?
Judge, am I supposed to be hearing the Spanish interpretation or the English?
You need to select the
Okay,
English interpreter.
Announce for the record, please.
Jesus Olivas on behalf of Mr. Horacio Chavez, Your Honor, we're ready.
And Mr. Chavez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are scheduled for a bond hearing. I believe his bond is $40,000. Mr. Olivas, you may proceed.
Your Honor, can I ask you to swear him in? I was not able to get to him before the hearing, so it'll be a question and answer session.
Okay, Mr. Chavez, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Sí.
Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Mr. Olivas, you may proceed.
Mr. Chavez, how old are you, sir?
Tengo 21.
And you're a citizen of which country?
Del Paso.
Okay. Are you a citizen of the United States or another country?
No, Estados Unidos.
Okay, when did you become a naturalized citizen, sir?
¿Cómo naturalizado?
Okay. Where were you born?
En El Paso, Texas.
Okay. So are you a U.S. citizen then?
Sí.
Okay. Do you have an address here in El Paso?
Sí.
And what would that be? I'm sorry.
No lo recuerdo.
Okay. Do you have a telephone number here? No. Sorry. Keep forgetting.
Aquí no, tengo teléfono mexicano.
Is there anybody in El Paso you can live with?
Sí.
Who would that be, sir?
Es familiar por parte de mi mamá. Familiar por parte de mi mamá.
Sir, how much can you afford on a bond?
No tengo efectivo.
Judge, that's all I have for my client. I will note to the court that he has very little, if any, criminal history and would request the lowest bond, if not a PR bond on this case, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Reynolds?
Your Honor, the state's position is that the defendant's bond is reasonable, is currently set to assure his appearance at trial and the pretrial proceedings pursuant to Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 1715. According to the pretrial services report, Mr. Chavez stated that he has lived in Juarez, which is in Mexico, for purposes of the record, for 21 years with his mom and sister. I'm not sure if he is still employed, but at the time of his interview with pretrial services, he said he worked at McDonald's for a year. It's not clear if that's in El Paso or in Juarez. Further, Your Honor, the state will show at trial that the defendant is faced with 2 charges, both involving fleeing apprehension from law enforcement while they were illegally attempting to detain him. So based on the nature of the offense, the lack of ties to the community, the state believes that Mr. Chavez poses a significant flight risk, and we would, we would further show or intend to show at trial that the defendant after fleeing from law enforcement, caused a car crash with the vehicle he was driving, and which the state believes shows that Mr. Chavez poses not only a flight risk, but a risk to the safety of the community. We would therefore respectfully ask the court to deny the defendant's motion to reduce the defendant's bond or grant personal recognizance bond on him.
Mr. Olivas, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
The request to reduce bond is respectfully denied for those reasons: future safety of the community, flight risk, and nature circumstances of the offense. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Judge. May I be excused?
You may have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. Does anyone else need the interpreter?
I do, Judge.
If not, then let's go ahead, Ms. Hernandez.
No, my client needs an interpreter. His name is
Oh, I'm
Jose.
sorry. Okay. My apologies. I didn't hear you, Mr. Escobar. Thank you. Okay,
And next, could we get Jose Rios?
there it is. Oh, yeah, it says it right there. Needs interpreter. Let me click that back on. This is 3 deferred, is that right?
No, ma'am, we came for a plea a couple of weeks ago, and you pointed out that my client had an ICE hold.
Mr.
And-
Escobar, if you would please select English on the interpreter function, please. I can't hear.
There, is that better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we came for a plea a couple of weeks ago, Judge, and then you noticed my client had an ICE hold. And so you were uncomfortable with pleading him to probation. And that's when Neri said, well, maybe we can make it an attempted evading, drop it to a state jail, and then turn around and make that a misdemeanor and offer time served. So that's where we were the last time we came for a plea.
Do I have the plea papers? Let me double check.
Yes, ma'am. They were emailed to the court before the last plea hearing.
So the plea papers I have, let me make sure I don't have others.
No, the originals were the only ones you have, Judge. I haven't received any new ones.
I think that was the point, right? Is that you all needed to correct the plea papers?
I don't know. It was kind of unclear what the court wanted. We have no objection. My client and I have no objection to just verbally altering the plea recommendation. I've talked to him about it. We have no problem with that.
So, you know, because we're doing this via Zoom, I mean, I feel like we just keep spinning our wheels and still have the same old plea papers that don't reflect what this plea is. I mean, between last setting and this setting, we really should have amended those, right? Your client needs to review that. No, I need updated plea paperwork for us to go forward with his plea.
Okay,
Your Honor, we will have that done by the end of the day.
Okay,
We can have him pled on Thursday.
we have him set on Thursday as well.
No, I said we can have him pled on Thursday.
yeah, if you send them to me today, I can take it to Mr. Rios tomorrow morning and have him sign.
So, okay, great. When we receive that plea paperwork, we'll set you. I hesitate about Thursday because we are anticipating being in trial on Thursday. So, between now and the final judges conference, which is June 27th, as soon as we get the paperwork, we'll set you as soon as we can, Mr. Escobar.
Please, Judge, my client's been in, I believe, 270 days, so.
Okay, well, give me the paperwork.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll wait for the plea papers. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. See you next time, Mr. Rios. Okay, does anyone else need the interpreter? Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Those were not updated. Thank you, though. Okay. I'm not hearing anyone else needs the interpreter. So, Ms. Hernandez, thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Thank you. Okay, so we have Mr. Ortiz back. Can we get Mr. Machado? Yes, there he is. Mr. Ortiz, are you there?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Okay. Are you able to turn on your camera?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me just go ahead and turn it back on.
Okay. All right. And can we turn off the interpreter function as well, Mr. Nunez? And I'll call it. Calling cause number 2023-0D02635, State of Texas versus Antonio Roberto Machorro. May I have announcements, please?
Rollicking for the state. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Mario Ortiz Aroldi on behalf of Mr. Machuro.
And Mr. Machorro is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We are set for a bond hearing. This is on a PR violation. Some positives on his monitor. Mr. Ortiz, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Some time ago, the court had amended a bond and placed Mr. Machuro on a split bond, Judge, a cash surety and a PR bond. He was ordered to have the handheld device, which he's had since his release. And in relations to that, Judge, he apparently had some issues that came up on a violation notice to the court recently this month. Prior to that, however, it's my understanding he did not have any issues with compliance with the court's order. In relations to the affidavit that I reviewed in relation to the violations, I will point out that it seems to be 4 or 5 tests done within a 13 or 14-minute period, and it seems like there's quite a bit of a drop-off on the alleged alcohol content in the system. And I would ask the court to take note of that. I don't know what the actual readings are. I'm just referring to the affidavit itself.
So let me go ahead and let me just tell you, according to the affidavit, on May 5th of this year, he tested at 7:39 p.m. 0.051, at 7:41 0.044, and at 7:43 0.042, at 7:45 at 0.035, and at 8:52 at 0.021. That's
Right.
what was on the affidavit. Okay.
Correct. And I believe it's from the first reading till the one I believe at 7:45, it's like a 0.014 5 or more of a drop within 10 minutes. So that tends to be a little bit inconsistent with what we all understand as to how the blood alcohol content either goes up or down, time frame wise. But in regards to Mr. Machuto, Your Honor, he's a young man. He's on bond with his court. He has been complying otherwise, with the exception of this alleged violation. He is employed at Panda Express on the east side, Your Honor. He's been there for some time. He's been employed the majority of the time that he's been under a bond with you. He has been a student at UTEP and El Paso Community College. He is enrolled. This spring already ended. He's enrolled in the fall. He's an engineering major, full-time. I received his schedule. He is full-time in terms of school, Judge. I believe your bond is set at $250,000. Judge, clearly that is an amount that my client cannot afford. We would ask the court to place him on a PR bond with any and all conditions the court deems appropriate, because I believe that the bond that is set at now would not be reasonable nor affordable to Mr. Machuto based on his income and his age.
And these violations were in Fort Lauderdale. Did he have permission to be over there?
I believe he did not need permission to travel pursuant to his order, but they were aware of my understanding of his traveling.
Give me 1 second. I know I requested, when I saw the violation notice, I requested the lifesaver report, but I think I only got the report for the period of time where we had the violations. And so let me go back. Was that everything, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, let's, Ms. King, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, the state would oppose the bond reduction because of the nature of this charge. So I do want to bring up something to the court, that the date of these positive readings were on Cinco de Mayo.
I noted that.
So this is a case. He does not have criminal history. I do understand that. But Judge, the facts surrounding the intoxication manslaughter that occurred on February 2023, Judge, he was going the wrong way on Stanton Avenue. His speed was 118 miles per hour. His BAC was 0.135. And Judge, here we have a little bit over a year or 3 months now that we have him on bond on Cinco de Mayo having positive readings. And when the defendant was asked about these positive readings, I believe he's told the officer that he had some Italian food, which caused it. I don't believe that, but Judge, because of this charges, I mean, our community, he can't even succeed on just being on bond and just following instructions pending this charge. To even be out on bond, Judge, this is like, I mean, for these charges in our community, during these times, I mean, I wouldn't want to honestly do anything to do at least a positive reading when the actual charge is an intoxication manslaughter. Judge, I did see on your bond order that I don't believe he needed permission. He needed permission to just, if he was going to move from the place of residence.
Yeah.
That is correct, Your Honor. And again, to further point out what the state just represented, he's been on bond now for over a year, Judge. I don't believe he's had any violations, technical or not. He has not committed a new offense, and it's not a driving related issue. Obviously, I recognize what the allegation is, but I think the court can take in consideration that in terms of the argument of being a threat to the community, there's no indication that would be the case under the circumstances, Judge. He did not offend. It's not a driving related offense. I do recognize the date that the allegation is alleging, but again, he hasn't had any other issues, Judge, while on bond.
And Judge, I did request, and I received, I would say a little hour ago, the report for the month of May for Lifesaver from Hector Gonzalez. There is some photos whenever he actually takes, he has to blow into his monitor. Some of these photos are a little bit too dark, and that did raise a concern for me. Just something to point out to the court.
Ms. King, could you verify on that report at what time of day those blows were?
The blows we have 7:39 p.m. is 0.051, 7:41 p.m. is 0.044, 7:43 p.m. is 0.042, 7:45.
I'm sorry, I meant you said there was some other blows, that there was an issue regarding the darkness of the photos?
Correct. So you want me to tell you the dates for those?
Well, I'm just saying, were they at night or early morning?
Well, for example, we do have a 12 p.m. on Cinco de Mayo.
Okay. All right. Anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
No, well, one brief thing, Judge. I just want to reiterate that, again, my client is a full-time student. He is employed, and clearly he would lose both opportunities in relations to if he got a bond at the set amount he's currently at. I'd ask the court to reconsider that in regards to the decision on the bond reduction.
And Your Honor, the state have placed a recommendation on portal since January of 2024.
Okay. Here's the thing, Mr. Machado. I don't know how Italian food, I hear what you're saying, Mr. Ortiz, in terms of the timing and what those were. I'm not comfortable with these violations, especially in light of the alleged offense. So the bond was, I guess, appropriate, absent any violations, and that was at 100,000 split. For today's bond hearing, I'm going to not reduce the bond. I'm going to split it. It's going to be 150,000 cash surety, 100,000 PR. The conditions in terms of the PR bond are also going to include that he may not, it'll have all of the, let me go back to the last modified order. Reporting monthly regular restrictions. He's going to have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Subject to testing, use no illegal drug or alcohol, may not leave El Paso County without court permission, no travel, travel only with permission from the court, no new offenses, same thing, reporting his place of residence and may not move without court permission, may not operate a motor vehicle without court permission, and you're to maintain the portable monitoring unit and test 4 times a day. Yeah, no, that's going to be the order of the court. Anything else?
No, just time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your Honor.
Mr. Machado, and thank you downtown. I understand we don't have anyone else downtown. Let's go to the next case.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Annex, we have Carlos Gallegos. Carlos Gallegos, page
Yes, Valenzuela. Mm-hmm.
Page what?
Carlos Gallegos,
24.
Okay, thank you.
24, yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and call it.
I'm calling docket number 2022-0D00799, State of Texas versus Carlos Gallegos. Announcements, please.
Anyone ready for the state of Texas? Present, ready, Your Honor.
Felix Valenzuela for defendant. Ready, Your Honor?
And Mr. Gallegos is appearing from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. Mr. Valenzuela, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. As the court might recall, this is the appellate bond that we've been on. Mr. Gallegos has been in custody for a couple months now. Since the time that he was in custody, his family, his house is going through foreclosure. He's the primary breadwinner of his family, and so they're really suffering without him. They tried to come up with any funds, any way to be able to bond him out, have been completely unsuccessful. They asked me to let the court know that he's been attending the reentry program for about a month now while in custody. While outside, he was self-employed and he still has contracts pending that he can go back to, hopefully. He was previously employed by Drishti Eye Care and iMart Express. So respectfully, we're asking the court to set a bond in this case, so that Mr. Gallegos can be back with his family. And just as a side, Your Honor, the appeal is set for submission on May 24th.
So it passed already?
Yes, which means that it's ripe for consideration. The opinion can come down anytime now.
I have him down at 150,000, so he does have a bond, right? 150,000 cash surety.
That I don't have that in front of me, Your Honor.
Miss, yes. The clerk is confirming that he is booked on $150,000. He was on a $10,000 PR bond when we had the issues there. So Miss Winery, anything from the state?
Your Honor, the state will take discretion in this matter.
Anything else, Mr. Valenzuela?
Just that we asked the court to take into account he's been in for 2 months, a little over that, and consider bond.
Right. The request for bond reduction is respectfully denied. The bond will remain the same. I don't have this, if I'm not mistaken. And that's due to prior non-compliance. I don't have this set for anything else. I'm going to set this out 60 days for a status hearing. Status hearing in 60 days at the jail docket. Mr. Valenzuela, I usually have notifications set up. I don't know that I have one on this case. So to the extent you can keep us apprised of anything on the appeal. I mean, we usually get notice, but you know, just in case. 60 days out, we'll have the status. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judge.
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gallegos. Who's next?
And next, we begin Armando Garcia.
He's coming out.
Thank you.
Same page, Judge, right below that one.
If we could take care of Ms. Caballero's case next, if she's there, I think that's a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Garcia, you ready, Mr. Herrera?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Calling cause number 2024-0D00568, State of Texas versus Armando Garcia. May I have announcements, please?
Peter Winery for the state of Texas, present and ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Herrera, may I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor, Jesse Herrera for Mr. Garcia, and I'm ready, Judge.
And is that your client appearing from the jail annex?
Yes, it is, Judge.
We're set for a bond hearing. The bond is $100,000. You may proceed.
Your Honor, my client is 39 years old. He's a U.S. citizen. He's been in jail for 223 days. He's got this aggravated robbery charge. I think it's a little bit trumped up if you look at the facts of the incident. He does live in Sunland Park, New Mexico at 3332 Rio Grande Drive. He was employed before his arrest. He works in a fabric packaging plant, and he did go to Bowie High School. He obtained his GED later. He has 2 children, Judge, an 18-year-old and a 5-year-old. He does support them. His mother needs his help as well. And ever since he's been there for 223 days, he's gotten several certificates. He's completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 certificates there at the annex, Judge. And the bond is $100,000. And his mother says that the most she can make is like a $10,000 bond. So the court would consider reducing his bond quite a bit. That way he can get back and get employed.
Okay, Ms. Maneri?
Your Honor, the state would recommend that the bond remain the same. The defendant is being charged with a quite serious crime. We feel that it's adequate for many reasons. One, to protect the community. Two, just if you look at his, well, I don't know if you can see, but his past criminal history is such that, you know, anything less than what he is currently being held on would be a danger to the community. He's had numerous convictions. He has a conviction for capital murder by terrorist threat. He pled to a lesser. This is an aggravated robbery charge, assault causing bodily injury to a family member. He's got a history of violence. He's got a history of erratic behavior due to his drug use. And the state feels that the bond that is currently set is adequate to protect the members of this community, and that we would ask that it remain in place.
Does he also have a parole hold?
Your Honor, he
has
does have a
parole.
parole hold. And Judge, regarding the facts of this case, my client was walking down the street. He was confronted by a security guard just because he was talking to himself. Maybe I did talk to his mother. His mother came to my office and signed a medical authorization to my office. I'm requesting all his medical history, which is somewhat extensive regarding his mental history. So while he was walking down the street minding his own business, this guy comes over there and confronts him. He don't want to talk to him. All of a sudden, altercation breaks out. Due to my client's mental condition, he don't know who this person is, and the person wasn't badly hurt. It wasn't like he killed anybody this time. Last time he was in a car where the capital murder took place, and he was a passenger. That's why they gave him a lighter sentence. He didn't kill anybody. But at the same time, $100,000 is a lot of money for a person like him to bond out in. And because of his mental condition, Judge, he should be in a hospital rather than being in jail. That's my position on this case. So he can get the required help that he needs. But I don't have the medical records. I already requested them. So at least the court can consider those issues before you make a decision.
And Your Honor, to state that he accidentally bumped into someone is probably not completely what was stated. He was on the property of the Hotel Indigo. He was asked to leave. He did not leave. He was confronted by security. At one point, he walks away, leaving his belongings. He comes back. Security is like, hey, here's your stuff. And he pushes security to the ground. And once the officer's on the ground, he begins to assault him by punching him several times about the face and head. So no, this is not someone that just bumped into him and fell to the ground. This is someone that he completely assaulted.
And Your Honor, by the way, also, he was taken to the hospital. Instead of taken to jail that night, my client was taken to the hospital for the beating he took from the security officers and the people surrounding him.
A second, please. I did review the PSR. I've done on all of these cases today, and the prior history is significant. Let me just look at something, because I also have this noted as a PR violation, but I'm not seeing that. Let me go back to something else also, because you're talking about some mental health issues. The 1622 back in October of 23 did not indicate any mental health issues, but I understand sometimes those are not always accurate in terms of a history, a mental health history. Let me go back to his jailings, because I did make a notation on the PR KPIs. All right, I don't see that. I'm not seeing that documentation, Jasmine. I don't know if you see it there. I do see the AOI. The request to reduce bond is denied based on prior non-compliance, nature and circumstances of the offense, and prior criminal history. We have settings leading up to our trial setting. Set for trial. Oh, we're not set for trial until December. We were just at arraignment. Looks like we have our final judges just next week. Have you all, is there already? Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, nothing on the PR. Is there a rec in this case?
I haven't seen, Judge.
No,
This
you're,
one?
as of now, there's not a rec.
Okay, we'll check in with you on the 4th of June, see if we've got any movement. Then you have, we're still early on, Mr. Herrera. So
Okay,
we'll go from
okay.
there. If you need the court to consider anything outside of that, especially on the mental health end, because I didn't see that there, please feel
Okay,
free to
Judge.
request again. Thank you.
So much. Thank you. so much, Judge.
Denied. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye,
Who's
Judge.
next?
Ms. Caballero, Judge, with annex, could we get Marcelo Medina?
Mr. Medina was out to court.
He was in downtown at
He
the
was
CC.
Oh.
in person court with a CC
Ms. Caballero, I saw the motion to withdraw and I understand. I'm not saying it's routine, but I did want to have Mr. Medina here. And it appears, I guess, that they have him out to court in CC2.
Your Honor, CC2, I was on the CC2 case as well.
Okay.
And the judge allowed me to withdraw last week. So I guess he's already been appointed another lawyer and has court today on that matter, I guess. But the Judge Anchondo, it's CC
R2. Okay.
R2, and Judge Anchondo did sign that.
Let me, and that's generally where I was. So let me see on Mr. Medina. Let me just double check and see who his attorney is there. Did your motion to withdraw, what I saw there is because part of the issue was that he was kind of MIA, right? And
Right.
so,
And that was the basis of it. Didn't communicate with me. And I just, you know, when clients can't be bothered to call me back, respond to my correspondence, emails, telephone calls, then my position is they forfeited my services, the right to the privilege of my services.
And so you have not had the opportunity to conference the motion to withdraw in this case with Mr. Medina, is that right?
No, I have not.
Who is the misdemeanor attorney? That's what I'm trying to find is the misdemeanor case, and I'm not seeing that here. Hold on.
I don't know, Your Honor. Who was appointed on the misdemeanor case?
Okay, Ms. Welch is telling me public defenders. All right. I'm going to go ahead and via your submission grant the motion to withdraw. It's the public
Thank you.
defender's office. Mr. Huffman, you have a, you or maybe someone who is helping you, but your office, Marcelo Matthew Medina, that's 2023-0D05042, was set today solely on the motion to withdraw. Were you appointed, Ms. Caballero?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so submit your voucher on that. Mr. Huffman, our next setting is the final hearing plea deadline. I'm gonna leave it as that. And if you need something before that, submit your pleading and request your hearing. Thank you, Ms. Caballero.
Thank you, Your
that's all
Honor.
you
Thank
had.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Huffman. Okay, so that's Mr. Medina. Out of pockets. Okay. Who's next?
Mr. Macias, for annex, could we get Patrick Tillman?
That's also a motion to withdraw, but
Judge, I'm sorry to jump in. I might have to jump out of Zoom briefly while I pick up the kids, but I'll jump back on. I just want you to know that I'm here. I'm not abandoning these hearings.
okay, thank you.
That is correct, Your Honor. It's a motion to withdraw on Tillman.
Okay, let me go back over there. All righty. Mr. Tillman, there's Mr. Tillman. Okay. All right, calling cause number 2022-0D02684, State of Texas versus Patrick Doral Tillman. May I have announcements, please?
Freedom Area for the State of Texas, present ready, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Judge. Francisco F. Macias. Present.
Okay. And Mr. Tillman, is that Mr. Tillman appearing from the jail annex?
That is Mr. Tillman, Your Honor.
I have a motion to withdraw on this case. This is one where the last I had recalled is that Mr. Macias, we're here on a motion to withdraw, but you had been requesting some information regarding his time credit. I had made a notation just going over my notes that Mr. Tillman has 200, well, as of May 13th, he had 220 days credit on this case. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that was the last little notation I had on his case. However, Mr. Tillman, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Mr. Macias has filed a motion to withdraw. Have you discussed that with Mr. Macias? Are you aware of that motion to withdraw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the motion to withdraw?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Macias, were you appointed on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I was appointed on 11 January 2024.
Okay, so let me go over a couple of things. Before you filed your motion to withdraw, there was a request for credit for back time. So we're clear that back time that I am seeing and I am comfortable saying that he would receive credit for is that 220 plus days as of May 13th. I want to make sure that that is on the record and clear. If there's something outside of that, then I'm not considering that. That's all I'm considering in terms of back credit. In terms of the motion to withdraw, I'm going to grant it. Okay, clerk is telling me 236 days for today, as of today. I'm going to grant the motion to withdraw, but let me look at a couple of things. Ms. Winery, what is the rec on this case?
The current rec is 6 years, Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Okay, 6 years TDC. It looks like I want to look at some settings because you're set for trial in June, and Mr. Tillman, with this, what will be a change in attorneys, I feel is likely to delay that trial setting, and you've had a few trial settings. So let me look at something else. Mr. Macias has been your only attorney. We had a jury trial in April of 2023. We had one in October of 2023. And now we have one on June 14th, 2024. And it's likely that will not go because any attorney that I appoint is going to need the time to start on your case and prepare a defense for you. So, do you understand that, Mr. Tillman?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Understanding that, I don't know, Ms. Hernandez, do you have the next 5 attorneys to appoint? The motion to withdraw is granted.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Araceli Solis, Daniel Anchondo, Joseph Vasquez, Joe Rosales, and PD.
Okay, so whoever was first, we'll take that one. I believe it was Ms. Solis.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Macias, for your time. Please submit your voucher as well.
Thank you.
Araceli Solis will be getting an order appointing Mr. Tillman. She's your new attorney. We are going to just keep the settings as is for now. Final hearing plea deadline, okay? Thank you, Mr. Macias. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Tillman.
you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may
Thank you.
see you at the next setting. Who's next?
Since Mr. Parra is not available, Mr. Huffman
Okay.
on page 26. Samantha Martel annex. Samantha Martel.
That is a bond hearing. I have her PSR. Okay. She's at 100,000. There she is, Miss Martel. Calling cause number 2024-0D00093, State of Texas versus Samantha Martel. May I have announcements?
Ada Winery for Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Huffman,
Sorry,
you're
Judge.
muted.
Yeah, I'm here. Rick Huffman on behalf of Miss Martel. We're ready.
And Miss Martel is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We're set for a bond hearing. Her bond is $100,000. You may proceed, Mr. Huffman.
Judge, that is correct. Ms. Martell has been in custody for about 5 months on $100,000 bond. Just an amount that I believe is far excessive to any amount that she could possibly afford. This is the only case holding her, Judge. It's an aggravated robbery. And we were here, I think, last month, and I think the court had some concerns about where Ms. Martell was going to be residing. Since then, Judge, I've spoken to her grandmother, who basically states that Ms. Martell is more than welcome to live there. She had a lot of good things to say about Ms. Martell. Ms. Martell is from El Paso, Judge. She's a United States citizen. She grew up here. All her ties are here. She does have a decent work history, Judge. Before she got arrested, she was working at Wing Daddy's. If she's released, Judge, she's going to get right back to work. You know, unfortunately, Ms. Martell does suffer from some mental health issues, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, and she's been treated in the jail and outside of jail. She's had multiple hospitalizations for that. Judge, this incident happened in the parking lot of Emergence mental hospital, basically. I think this case might be a little overcharged. The allegation is she got into a car that was on. The keys were in the ignition, and she got in and started driving off. And as she was driving off, the owner of the car saw it and ran up and jumped on the car as the car was moving. Whoever was driving doesn't look like had any indication that anybody was trying to get on the car, trying to jump on the car. He kind of came out of nowhere. There is video of that, Judge. I don't know how they are identifying my client as the person driving, but all that aside, Judge, we're hoping for a possible probation type offer. I think Ms. Martell would be a good candidate for probation. She did very well on the last time she was on probation. Up until the very end, she was in the drug court with Judge Patrick Garcia, and she lasted a long time, Judge. She messed up towards the end, but I think this time around, if she gets the opportunity, she will successfully complete the probation. And we're certainly hoping she gets at least that opportunity. But for now, Judge, we're hoping that the court will consider a bond that she could afford. I know she can't get a full PR bond due to the statute, but we're hoping for something in the range of about $5,000, a $500 premium with the bond company. I have an address for the grandmother, Judge. She does have access to EHN. If she's released, she will have appointments scheduled within a week or two. The EHN already has a case, and Judge, she has a safe, suitable home to go back to. So we're hoping that the court will give her that opportunity. We respectfully request a significant bond reduction. I don't believe she has any settings coming up, and we don't have an offer yet.
I did note that, Mr. Huffman. I don't know why she didn't have a trial track, but we're getting her an expedited trial track. In other words, something within 6 months.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because she was indicted in January, and we were at a bond hearing on April 9th. The court did not grant any relief there, so her bond is still at $100,000. I don't recall if we reviewed it. I looked at her PSR. She's, had issues being successful, but it was very clear to the court, and it appears to be that there is a significant mental health factor here. All right, Ms. Winery. But she also, sorry, she had an assault, a misdemeanor assault that was just dismissed. Just says prosecutorial discretion. But it was an old assault, looks like 2021, and it was dismissed on April 4th. All right, Ms. Winery, go ahead.
Your Honor, the defense says that he doesn't know how we're identifying her as the person who took the car. The defendant gave a statement saying that she did it. She was unrepentant about the fact that she did it. And she said, you know, he was looking at me, so I stole his car. Her mental health issues are more of a concern than anything else. I don't know that right now releasing her to the streets, if she's not in a place where she can actually function well and stay compliant with her medication, would be in her best interest or in the interest of the community, because, you know, she gets these notions into her head that someone is looking at her or trying to intimidate her, and the way that she reacts is by stealing their car. That's not going to bode well for her in the future. If she is on medication, the state would ask that compliance be closely monitored if she's going to be released on bond, and that she be required to check in with whoever her healthcare provider is at least once a week. Other than that, the state would say that based on the allegations made in the confession of the defendant, the bond is adequate and would ask that it remains the same.
Anything else, Mr. Hupton?
No, Your Honor.
I don't know if I asked this last time. Is she receiving any treatment in the jail?
She is.
And she's compliant?
It's my understanding that she has been compliant with her medication, Your Honor, and she's doing well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to reduce the bond to $50,000, and I'm going to split that $25,000 cash surety, $25,000 PR. She's to maintain and comply with any mental health treatment from, you said she received services from EHN, is that right?
That's correct.
EHN curfew from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. unless was she ever working?
She was. She was working at Wing Daddy's, Judge.
Okay, unless she is working, I'm not sure about working at Wing Daddy's. She is not to change her place of residence. I understand she's going to live with grandmother. She may not change her place of residence without court permission. She's going to report twice a month to PR bond. Commit no new offenses, use no illegal drug or alcohol. I don't know if no contact with the complaining witness. Yeah. Possess no weapons. How many times has she gone? I thought I saw a state jail, and how many times has she gone to prison?
I think just the once.
Just one time? All right, and we'll get you the settings, Mr. Huffman, on your trial setting, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Does
All right.
the court want that address?
I don't really like to have
Oh,
that
okay.
on Zoom. I mean, on
Understood.
YouTube so much. But she's to live with grandmother, so.
Understood.
All righty. She can provide that to PR. Anything else? Okay, that's the
No.
order. Thank you very much. Who's next? Mr. Nunez.
Mr. Parra. Yes.
Yay. Okay.
Joey Gutierrez, annex, if we could get Joey Gutierrez.
I saw he logged on. Oh, there he is.
Real quick, Your Honor, can I interrupt? I had a client, Mr. Parra was gonna take over for me. And I don't know if I need to stick around on this anymore.
No, sir. Thank you very much. I think that is one that I signed. I came in on Sunday and I saw that motion to substitute, and you had
I
signed
didn't
off.
see it, and I couldn't find it right now, so I logged in late, but I just want to make sure that I was
Thank
good
you
with
for
it.
checking in. I had you down. Thanks so
Okay,
much.
great. Thank you.
All right, is this Mr. Gutierrez? Mr. Parra, are you there?
Your Honor, yes, ma'am. If I have to turn off this video at some point, I believe you know why, but
Are
yes, I'm
you
ready
okay?
to.
Are you okay to go forward right now? Do you need a minute to get somewhere, or?
No, Judge, I'm right outside the school.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All right, then let's call Mr. Gutierrez's cases, Mr. Nunez.
Sure. Now calling docket numbers 20230 D0599, 2023 0D08768, 2022 0D02701, 2022 David 22699, and 2023 0D00600, all style State of Texas versus Joey Gutierrez.
Have announcements, please.
Ada Winery for the state of Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
And Manuel Parra, Your Honor, for Mr. Gutierrez.
Mr. Gutierrez is appearing from the jail annex. We are set for bond hearings in each of these cases. I think the only new case is the case ending 8768. The rest are probation cases. On the new case, he is set at $250,000 cash surety. All of the probation cases, well, almost all the probation cases are $50,000. The exception is cause number ending 600. He is at $500 in that case. You may proceed, Mr. Parra.
Thank you, Your Honor. We did previously have, over a month ago, Judge, a bond hearing. At that moment, Your Honor, I believe Your Honor decided to deny the bonds. However, at my client's request, I am re-urging the motion, Judge. My client's bond is currently at $400,500, Judge, if my math is correct. He has been in custody as of today for 107 days. December 12th.
Oh, Mr. Parra,
2023.
your
And Your
audio
Honor-
is, hold on, your audio is cutting out. So if you need to turn off your camera, go ahead and do that. Maybe it'll help. I heard something about custody.
Okay, Judge. Hopefully that's a little better, Your Honor.
Okay,
Okay, Judge, he's been in custody for 167 days as of December 12th, 2023. Hasn't been able to post any of that bond, Judge, despite his family's best efforts to try to put something together. Your Honor, I do not believe he's a flight risk. He was born in El Paso, Judge. Is planning on living in El Paso, Judge. Was most recently working for the El Paso Water Company. With respect to the probation cases he has in his court, insofar as that might present a concern of flight risk, Your Honor, I would remind the court that they were reduced to misdemeanors and don't carry the level of punishment that the present case does, Judge. And Your Honor, with respect to this case, as a client will, as I'm sure the state will let you know, Judge, the previous cases were family violence charges that were reduced to misdemeanor assaults. I was not the attorney on that. However, I would imagine that it must have been due to some kind of evidentiary issues that, with respect to this one, Judge, we're currently at a TDC offer. The offer has not come down since December, Judge. However, I do not, that becomes any kind of a flight risk, Your Honor. My client has most of his close relatives here, with the exception of his mother, Judge. And if he were to be released, he would be leaving at 3848 Las Casitas, 79938. Insofar as relatives in El Paso, Judge, he has his sister, his grandma, and his dad. Now, Judge, it's my understanding that within the jail, he's already been participating with in some programs, partly addressing anger management. He's hoping to continue doing that if he's to be released. He was also attending barber school and is hoping to get his license. He had previously received a CDL, Judge, while doing community service. They offered him a job at the DMV, but right now his focus again is on getting a barber's license. Lastly, Judge, he also has a son who's out there. He's not in his possession, Judge, but he's hoping to make that happen as well.
all right,
Respectfully, Your Honor, we would sit Your Honor, lower the bond.
got it. Ms. Winery?
Your Honor, the state would, no. The state would request that the bond remain as it is. The defendant has a history of violence, especially against the people that he lives with in his family. This latest case that he was arrested for was assault, family violence, impeding breath or circulation. He's been arrested. He's been on deferred for violation of a protective order, assault causes bodily injury, assault causes bodily injury, assault causes a bodily injury. To safeguard the community, to safeguard his family, to safeguard his children, the state would ask that the bond remain the same. It is adequate and it is appropriate for his behavior, and we would ask that it not be reduced.
What's the rec in this case?
It is 7 years TDCJ.
That is correct, Your Honor.
The request to reduce bond is denied. Thank you very much.
Understood, Your Honor. And Your Honor, just so that I can communicate the reasons to my client, obviously not challenging the court's decision, Judge.
For sure.
What is the basis of that, Judge?
Prior non-compliance, prior history. Frankly, I don't know how Mr. Gutierrez got all his cases reduced to Class A misdemeanors. But I hope the state will remember the arguments at these bond hearings when we get to a point to make a dispo decision on his new case, because that was the concern then. And lo and behold, we have new cases. So thank you very much.
Understood, Your Honor. May I be excused, Judge?
You may. Thank you, Mr. Parra. Careful. Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez.
Oh, Mr. Butler, you have one more.
Oh, you have one
Oh,
more.
that's right, I do. No, yes.
Who is it?
Mr. Valdivia.
Julian Valdivia.
Okay.
Annex, we have Valdivia, please.
That's the one where the motion to substitute was granted. We were set for a plea of true.
Okay, Judge, I missed that part.
Okay. So on Mr. Valdivia, are we ready to do I didn't recall having plea paperwork on Mr. Valdivia.
No, Your Honor, not only were we waiting for Your Honor to substitute counsel before we were able to take any action, but the reason he hired me, Judge, is he was hoping not to take the plea of true after all, and was hoping that I would look into a few other things, Judge, that he had requested I do so.
Okay, let me call it real quick. Calling cause number 2018-0D06090, State of Texas versus Julian Rene Valdivia. May I have announcements?
Ada Winery for the state of Texas, present ready, Your Honor.
Manuel Parra, Your Honor. For Mr. Valdivia, also ready.
And so you know the motion, and Mr. Valdivia is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a plea of true today. Council filed a motion to substitute on May 23rd, and the court did sign off of that. It has not reflected in Odyssey yet, Mr. Parra, so that has been granted. Mr. Mark Rosales was substituted out. Mr. Parra is now attorney of record. I kind of assumed we would not be going forward on the plea of true. The plea of true was for how many years? Do we know what had we agreed on?
Your Honor, I am here.
I didn't catch that, man.
I'm trying to see what the agreement was for the plea of true.
Understood, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I believe it was for TDC.
Yes.
Okay. So for TDC was the agreement. What are you asking for, Mr. Parra?
Your Honor, additional time to speak to the probation department and the state judge and just make sure I allow Mr. Valdivia to make the most informed decision possible.
How much time?
Judge, if I may have a month.
Can absolutely have a month. We'll do a pre-revocation hearing. 2 weeks after that, revocation hearing in case he needs a contested revo. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Be careful. Thank you, Mr. Valdivia. All right. Who's next?
That's everyone, Judge.
That's everyone?
I think Russo.
Hola, I was feeling like a really long day.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. That is.
It's a very long day.
All right. Mr. Huffman, we can get off of YouTube now. Annex, thank you very much.